The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to remove and clean oxidation from a car's battery clamps and terminals. The materials for this project can be purchased from any automotive supply store. You will need safety glasses, rubber latex or vinyl gloves, a rag, a 10mm or 13mm wrench or socket, a battery brush, and battery cleaner spray. Make sure that the bottle says with battery indicator on it. Please make sure that you follow these safety procedures before beginning the project. First, wear your safety glasses and gloves at all times. Then, make sure that your car is turned to the off position. You should be able to easily pull your key out of the ignition if it is in the off position. The remainder of this tutorial will give you step-by-step directions on how to use the materials to clean the oxidation. You will use either a 10mm or 13mm wrench or socket to loosen the bolts that attach the battery clamps to each of the battery terminals. The size of the wrench that you will need will be based on the size of the battery bolts. Turn each bolt counterclockwise to loosen it. Once the bolts are loosened, you should be able to wiggle the clamps off the terminals. Make sure you keep track of which clamp goes to the negative terminal of the battery and which clamp goes to the positive terminal of the battery. The positive battery clamp cable may have a red plastic strip attached to it, and the negative battery clamp cable may have a black plastic strip attached to it. The positive terminal of your battery will have a plus sign next to it, and the negative terminal of your battery will have a minus sign next to it. After you have successfully removed the battery clamps from the battery terminals, you will spray the battery terminals with the battery spray cleaner. Wait about 5 minutes to allow the battery spray cleaner to fully react. After 5 minutes, use the rag to wipe the cleaner off the battery terminals. Use the circular base of the battery brush to scrub the battery terminals. The circular brush should fit over each terminal. Once the brush is on the terminal, twist the brush in clockwise and counterclockwise motions to scrub the terminal. Then, use the smaller brush at the top to scrub the inside surface of the battery clamp. Your battery terminals and the inside of your clamps should now have a shiny silver luster to them. Placing the clamps back on the terminals. Make sure that the negative clamp is placed on the negative terminal and that the positive clamp is placed on the positive terminal. Use the 10mm or 13mm wrench or socket to tighten the battery bolts that will fasten the clamps to the terminals. Turning the bolts clockwise will tighten the bolts. Now go to your car and turn the key to start the car. If you have followed all instructions, your car should start and you should be able to drive it. If the car does not start, you may have other issues.